Harry Dunn, former U.S. Capitol Police officer, joins us right now. I gotta say, Harry, I know the text groups and the group chats of you and the other officers have been burning up since last night. I don't want to hear a damn word from this thug, Donald Trump, about law enforcement and police officers and back in the blue and supporting him. When he pardoned these domestic terrorists, he literally called them hostages.
Yeah, Roland, thanks for having me on the show. I'm going to take a different approach, my friend. I've been screaming and yelling and not warning people, telling people that this was going to happen for 4 years. So I've already been angry and sad and hurt, stabbed in the back, betrayed, all the terms you want to use. But I'll say this, if anybody is surprised that Donald Trump did this, if anybody's surprised, my question to you is, where the hell have you been? You weren't paying attention.
Yep.
Donald Trump is who he says he is.
Yep.
He did what he said he was going to do. And for people to be clutching their pearls and upset now, you had the opportunity to do something about it November the 5th.
Yep.
He told you what he was going to do. So yeah, I'm mad. I'm mad at the people who didn't give a damn enough to care about the officers when Donald Trump said that we were the bad guys that day.
I'm mad about the people who didn't give a damn. I'm mad about the people who claim they support law enforcement, except when it's U.S. Capitol Police officers, except when it's the FBI, except when it's the ATF. Oh, so we're going to support all law enforcement except the ones that we don't like. And you're right. Look, I was saying on this show, not in the last year, not in the last 2 years, but ever since those Republican senators let that thug off the hook by not convicting him when he got impeached. Had they convicted him in the aftermath of January 6, 2021, we would not be sitting here today because he would have been barred from running for office for the rest of his life.
Roland, and I owe that. I'm glad that you brought that point. These institutions have continually failed us. So I was banking on the American people, hey, guys, let's stand up and do what's right. Yeah, so much for that, right? But Mitch McConnell, I lay this at your feet.
That's right.
This is Mitch McConnell's fault. If you want to blame one person, it's hard to blame one person. America, 20 million people stayed home and didn't vote. But one person stopped the impeachment or stop the conviction of Donald Trump, and that's Mitch McConnell, even though Mitch McConnell knew that Donald Trump was responsible for the actions of that day. He said it as much during his floor speech. He said the president bears responsibility for his moral. He was wrong. He was responsible for this. And look where we are now. So if one person's to blame, I blame Mitch McConnell.
Yeah, absolutely, because Mitch McConnell, just like Susan Collins, sat there and was like, oh, you know what, we think this is going to be the end of him. What they did not want to do, they did not want to challenge him. They did not want to correct him. Instead, it was like, let's pacify him. We think this will do it. But yeah, guess what? The American people, the folks who voted for him, they had no problem with it. And just so the folks know, this is Mitch McConnell in February of 2022 talking about January 6th. Listen.
The RNC's censures of Representatives Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger. Again, you remembered they were censured for their work on the committee. Here was Mitch McConnell a moment ago.
Is it appropriate for the Republican National Committee to censure two sitting members of Congress and also use the words legitimate political discourse in talking about January 6th?
Well, let me give you my view of what happened January the 6th. And we're here. We saw what happened. It was a violent insurrection for the purpose of trying to prevent the peaceful transfer of power after a legitimately certified election from one administration to the next. That's what it was. With regard to the suggestion.
Here's the thing, Harry. He caused a violent insurrection. But that wasn't enough to convict Donald Trump. But then he wants to deny the reality that there were members of his own Senate caucus, Ron Johnson, Ted Cruz, Josh Hawley, and others, who were in on the plot to overthrow the results of the election, and they are still in power. They are still there. And that, to me, is also what is the most scary part. Not just that Thug is 2 blocks from here sitting in the White House. Is that these individuals are silent, they were complicit, and those who were not there, who were newly elected, are going along to get along. And what this should be telling everybody is all bets are off. There's no such thing as the normal. Forget being institutionalist. You have to deal with real threats the way police officers are trained to deal with real threats.
Yeah, you know, the Constitution was made up to have checks and balances in it. But what happens when those checks and balances are your best friends or the people that want just like you? That's we're set up, like you said, we are on a crash course right now, and we're headed for the end of our democracy. And that's just unfortunate. You know, I'm going to stay in this fight, Roland. I don't, you know, what's the alternative? You just throw your hands up and say the hell with it. I don't accept it as an inevitability that Donald Trump is just going to end democracy in the world. No, not without a fight. He's not. You know, I don't believe it's. We need to sit down. We do need to organize better. We need to get focused. There are elections in 2025. There's elections, midterms in 2026. There's an opportunity, y'all, for us. And I know a lot of people are saying the hell with this. Like, they don't care about me. Why should I care? I'm asking y'all as a personal favor to me. I haven't quit yet. So I'm asking y'all not to quit, too. We got to stay in this, brother.
We have to stay in it. But also, I think we have to acknowledge what we are up against. We have to, when you make the point about guardrails, the reality is these Republicans have no desire whatsoever to operate with decency. They have no morals, no values, no principles, no integrity. They have none of that. I mean, the Democrats, a law was passed to put up a plaque in recognition of folks like you. And Mike Johnson and the Republicans still right now refuse to put that plaque up in the U.S. House.
I'm glad you brought that up, too. Yes. At this point, that's no longer playing politics. Like you said, there is a law that is on the book requiring that plaque to be up. So now we are past playing politics. That is clear obstruction by Mike Johnson. That's what Mike Johnson is doing. He's being an obstructionist because it is a law that he is not following. Another thing, he had no problem doing a favor for getting Donald Trump to get those flags raised to full staff. We just want a plaque up that's required by law.
Yeah.
You just did a favor.
I need everybody to listen. A law was passed.
A law. It's law that passed in a Republican Congress.
And nope, we ain't put it up. Like the plaque is actually made.
Yeah, no, it's done. They need to take it up now. And, you know, I don't know how the logistics of those work. You know, I mean, there are plenty of spaces for it, but it's a law. And every day that goes by, Mike Johnson is not putting it up. And he's in violation of the law.
Yeah, I just need people to understand what we're now dealing with. And so, look, we're going to see this crap. The reality is that Thug is there for the next 4 years. But I need people to actually give a damn. I need people to actually care what's going on because you're right. He made it clear he was going to do it. And then when J.D. Vance did an interview, oh no, we're going to, I mean, people who committed violence against cops, we're not letting them out. Pam Bondi in her attorney general hearings, we're going to look at every single part and case by case. What happened? Sworn in, boom. Everybody, you good.
In fairness to them, well, I don't, damn fairness, but in their defense, I honestly think that they believe that. Donald Trump said, F y'all, I'm going to do what I want because I can. I don't need your advice. I don't need to consult with anybody on pardons. I can do this. Donald Trump is power hungry. He's power driven. And when has Donald Trump ever taken anybody's advice? Like, never. He doesn't. And that's my point. Why are we expecting anything different out of him? Like, this is who he is. With a snake, we get mad at snakes if a snake bites you. No, you should be dumb for going around a snake. That's what snakes do. They bite you. Donald Trump is a liar. He's power driven. And that's who he is. We should be upset at ourselves if we expect anything else but a liar in chief out of him.
That's it. Absolutely. Harry Dunn, man, we appreciate it. And, it's unfortunate that these Republicans in MAGA claim to support law enforcement, but don't support Capitol police officers and metropolitan police officers. They don't care. They will never care. And hopefully people realize how crude and pathetic these people really are when it's time to go to the polls again.
Yeah, I hope so, brother. Thanks for having me on, my friend.
I appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Support the work that we do. Join our Bring the Funk fan club. You heard what we just talked about there. Folks, I can't reiterate this enough. Listen to me clearly. I cannot reiterate this enough. When you've got technology companies running scared, when you've got legacy media not doing their job, when you've got black-owned media that is disintegrated, now is more than ever for us to have independent media that cares about the truth, that is willing to say what needs to be said. So when you support Roland Martin Unfiltered, this show, when you support the Black Star Network, you're not just supporting me, you're supporting the other shows. Our goal is to add 2 more shows this year. We want additional shows. We want more weekly and daily shows because we want to be able to speak truth to power. We want to be able to say what is necessary where other people are scared. And when you are scared, when you're looking over your shoulder, oh my God, that advertising contract is not going to come in. Well, guess what? A lot of these major ad agencies, they're not even supporting us anyway. In 6 years of doing this show, Group M hasn't done a damn thing with us. Publicis hasn't done anything with us. You've got Horizon, you've got all of these folks, they haven't done jack. And so we are calling it like we see it, and we're speaking truth. And unlike some of these other so-called progressives and people who believe in truth, I'm not running around trying to kiss MAGA ass and kiss Trump's ass. I won't be going to Mar-a-Lago, not for a damn thing. And so this is about us being able to speak truth. So when you support this show and this network with your resources, that is exactly what is happening, because we are trying to build something that is bigger and broader, and actually it has the courage to say what needs to be said, even when it makes other folk uncomfortable. If you want to contribute giving Cash App, use the Stripe QR code. This is it right here. And if you are listening, simply go to blackstarnetwork.com to check it out. Also, because you want to see your checking money order, some of y'all old school, we understand that. See your checking money order to P.O. Box 57196, Washington, D.C., 2003 7-0196. PayPal, R. Martin Unfiltered. Venmo is RM Unfiltered. Zelle, Roland at RolandSMartin.com, Roland at RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. And again, folks, we've got some 4 million social media followers. If only 20,000 of our fans contribute at least $50 each, which comes out to $4.19 a month, 13 cents a day, that's $1 million. It allows us to be able to continue to build, to add these shows and do the work that's required. So your support is needed. So please join our Bring the Funk fan club today if you've not already joined. If you have given to us in the past, please renew your commitment, because it's important that we support Black-owned media, because Black-owned media matters.